But a lot of research uh, pouring on old documents, archives documents, and books here and there to consolidate all this into one book. Yeah, so that people can just read this book and you know the history of Serendah. Otherwise, it's so all over messy. So it took me 2 years. And why do I want to write this book? Writing a book has always been my aim, my bucket list. But I'm not a management guru, so I don't write management book. No credibility to write any other book except my own town. So what happened was one day I met a group of tourists, local tourists like you, and they, after taking a meal, breakfast, and they walk over to the temple. I'll talk about it when we reach there. That temple is more than 150 years, and how it existed. So I tell them a little bit. They said, "Wow, I didn't know that temple is more than 150 years." I said, "Yes." So, but of course, I didn't tell them the history, and that sort of sparked me off on writing the book. And so, sit down, gather all the documents from all over the library, any sources that I can. So it's not easy to, but it's satisfaction. Yeah. Okay, let's walk to the first Malay village, which is actually our first kampong in Serendah, Tok Pinang. It's still, the name still holds here. That is about 100, let me see, about 200 years. That kampong is about 150, 160 years old. But the man that started this came in 1810. Let's walk there. And that's why it's Sungai Telaci. Now, how did you come just now from Rawang Bypass?
Yes, Rawang bypass, right?
Right, very nice highway. Then you actually go up this the hill slope. That is Rawang Bypass. And then you come down.
Yes.
It's on the right. There is a place called Sungai Telaci. Just next to it is actually PPKK, Pusat Perkembangan Kebangsaan, Kemahiran Kebangsaan, National Skills Center. I'll talk about it.
Craft? Is it the craft? No.
No. But it is boys' home those days. They know it as boys' home. I'll talk about it as we follow the flow. Now, why I bring you here is because this is Sungai Serendah. Now, those days, you know, as a tourist, as a tour guide, you know that river is always the mode of communication, right?
Transport.
Yeah, transport. Okay, and this is Sungai Serendah. This was taken. Now, this is not taken in Serendah, just in case you thought this is, no. It so happened that the angle that they take fits this part. This is taken from Pinterest. But why I do this is because I do a presentation. So sometimes to school, to universities on the history. So I put this. Now, this is how those days people come from. You know, a lot of our Malay folks are from Java.
Yes.
And in 1880s, those days, 19th century,
Yes.
they actually sail from Sumatra,
Yes.
Java, to Straits of Malacca, and then some of them landed in Kuala Selangor or Port Klang. And those days, river were very much wider and deeper. So what you do, they sail here, and they start to make a small little perkampungan here. All right, now, how did the word term Serendah comes about? There are two versions by the Bengkulu people. Those days when they sail, right, either perahu, tongkang or whatever, you need a mooring post, where you actually throw your, so that, what you call that, the rope, so that your perabot won't be washed away. You anchor it. And there's another version. Now, I must tell you, this one I cannot get any documentary proof, though I have tried myself. But this was taken from a book written by someone who actually wrote an article or journal for his thesis paper in UM.
Oh.
And he mentioned that where was I? This guy says there is this particular tree, stunted tree. Malay is rendah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they call it, those days is si pendek, si cantik, so they all the si, the prefix, so they call it si rendah. Of course, those days we are going to move to the perkampungan Tok Pinang. Now, Tok Pinang, there got two people group, the Air Bangis and the Bengkulu people. So both of them have different. Adi, got car, Adi? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Because it's under shade. Bangis people and Bengkulu people, they are all from Western Sumatra. Now it's very, very. I mean, how to say? I can't comprehend from Western Sumatra. How did they go to the eastern part of Sumatra? Take their perahu, tongkang, and actually. Yeah, correct. That part I cannot. But if you actually Google, you see that Ai Bangis and Bengkulu, Rawa, Mandaling, and all that, they are somewhere in the central to the western of Sumatra, not the eastern part. So I can't comprehend how they actually travel. And those days you don't have bus, plane, and all that. You actually, I think, probably walk or bullock cart and things like that. Yeah.
Bengkulu is the one where the Dutch swap with the British, is it?
No,
Huh?
Batavia.
No, Bencoolen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. Either Bengkulu or
Correct.
Bencoolen.
That's the
we
one
call it.
where.
It's a
Oh
people
my
group.
God, same. Twins.
Maybe it's a people group in the western of Sumatra, as far as I know lah.
Oh, it's also a town where the British swap with the Dutch.
Yeah, it's also a town. That's why you notice wherever we go, we actually name after the place that we came from.
Yes.
I was remind me when I talk about Jalan Macau, and then we are going to proceed to the Kampung Tok, Penang. All right, that is our first Malay village. Just before we move, somewhere around that part is a mosque or a surau. All right. Now those days we are talking about 1850s. Just now I was saying that maybe I can still talk because that side don't have shade. We are going to move to the Kampung Tok Penang, and this Kampung Tok Penang actually was started by this guy. There's no name those days. Yeah. But they call him Penang is because he comes from, like you say, a town called Penang.
Not the tree.
Yeah, I'm coming to you also. It's also a tree. Now this Bengkulu, the Ai Bangis people, because those days they plant a lot of areca nuts. They like to eat Penang.
Yeah.
Those days, yeah, kapus,
The orange one,
sirih,
orange.
Yeah, Penang. So they named that place Penang. Now the other thing is why you have this areca nuts tree or Penang trees, because those days you're talking about 1850s, and this is jungle area. Just imagine, is this jungle area? A lot of tigers. There were incidences of tiger mauling people.
Ouch.
Because it's all jungle area. Now Serendah, as the word says, Serendah also is because this place is very swampy. Those days, now you see it's more of sand. Those days swampy. Now sandy is because of the tea mining. Yeah, I'll talk about it as we go along. Now, because if it's so swampy, the Bengkulu people, the Ai Bangis people, they actually plant rice. All right, paddy. Those days a lot in Malaysia. You plant paddy for survival. You plant your own vegetable plots lah. Those days you rear your ayam and all that, and you have a good meal already. Yeah, those days, and you can get fishes here, not a problem. All right. So those days we have a lot of perkampungan. Now, just now when you came from the bypass, afterwards when you go, it is on the left. Just before you exit, there's this big building that you cannot miss. As I said, it's a skill center. Those days it's called Boys Home lah, Serendah Boys Home. Now that area somewhere there, you have the people called Mandaling. Have you heard of Mandaling people? Yeah, Sheila Majid. If I'm not mistaken, if I've not forgotten, she is actually from Mandaling. She's a Mandaling.
The what? Something Sultan Puasa.
Yeah. They are related. Sultan Puasa. They are Mandaling people. And somewhere north here, you have the Kerinci and Rawa. It's another people group. All these are from Sumatra, Western Java. Those days they came here through boat and all that. So they are basically 4 people group. Then in about 1850s, you have about 15 small group of Temuans. Have you heard of Temuans?
Orang Asli.
Orang Asli, yeah. Sometimes you call them Orang Asal. And they are actually Temuans are one of the 18 people groups of Orang Asli in Malaysia. They are the 4th largest. And in Selangor, this part northern of Selangor, right up to KKB, you have a lot of Temuans. You have Ma Mary and things like that in other group in Klang and other parts of Klang. They are very famous. So this part the Temuan sort of conquered. They have something like 15 people. If you do go to like Manian said or Ling just mentioned, going to the waterfall on the left, right side, there are a small settlement, Temuan settlement. Yeah, they are the Temuan settlement. Now you have about 600 to 700 people. You don't they still live in huts and bamboo steel kind of houses, but majority also have converted to bricks houses and
The
roof
San
house.
Dhabi built for them a lot of houses, right?
No, not
No.
all. No, just one or two.
Oh.
One of the projects that they actually take.
There's one Chinese guy who lives there with his Temuan wife. You know who? What's his name? No, I forgot. The marketing guy. Very, very active one. He's got an Airbnb there.
Oh, is it the one Sekeping, Serendah?
No. It's somewhere near here, right? What's
Not
it?
Sekeping.
Later.
KKB.
Yeah. Let me.
KKB, yes.
Yeah.
KKB, you're talking about that.
The Chinese guy, the skinny one.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether you're talking the same guy. He started this place which is near the river. I went there. I can't remember.
No,
Sengsan
not
is
Sengsan.
yeah. This one is KKB. I can't remember. I went to his. Huh?
Yeah.
River, you call
Yeah.
it. It's also a resort.
Yeah.
Like a long house, a small long house.
Oh,
With
this is not
3-4
long house. These are
rooms
all
one.
sporadic,
Yeah, 3-4
mini
rooms.
houses. Yeah. So that's about it. We are going to go to the Kampung Tok Pinang, but we won't move to the cemetery. Now, why I mentioned about the cemetery, or rather a burial ground. Oh yeah, talking about dogs, a lot of stray dogs here. So I know some of you are lovers of dogs. Don't go and play, and no provoking place. These are fierce dogs.
Don't look at them in the eye.
Okay. Right. So we are going to move to the Kampung Tok Pinang. There is one burial ground which is given by Sultan Abdul Samad to him. Not to him lah, to the people of the so-called the three other tribes for burial ground in exchange for tea mining land. Because you see, the Bengkulu and Bangis people were staying there, and up there is Rawa and Kerinci. Mandaling is over that side. This part were heavily mined, tin mine. Now, just for perspective, yeah, this is west, this is east, right? Now, a lot of tin mines happen in the east. Yeah, I don't know why. All mine here, and then they also mined a little bit there, and they encroach into the Kampung Tok Pinang. And so they say, so they were like, our land is getting smaller. So what they do is they shifted to Sungai Chou. Have you heard, just now somebody mentioned Bengkulen? Yeah, you can see Arcade Bengkulen there. The whole, when you go down here to Rawang, is afterward you're going to Rawang, just at the traffic light of Sungai Chou, you will see Arcade Bengkulen. That whole stretch is the Bengkulu people. Right? They shifted from here to there. And because, as I said, their land is being encroached by the tin miners. So what happened is Sultan gave them a piece of land which is gazetted, 8 acres of land, and Tok Penghulu, Tok Pinang, was actually buried there. Now Tok Pinang, as I say, he's a Bengkulen, and he came in 1810, to Malaysia at the age of 20. And he died at the age of 120. That
Wow.
means in 1910 he died. Those people live long lah, because
Yeah.
they don't
Organic.
they eat all organic food.
No processed food. Yeah.
No stress. Okay.
No pesticides.
1810 came Malaysia. 1910 he passed away.
Oh.
Then when he was our first so-called elected penghulu by our Sultan Abdul Samad, then he was very well respected. Now, you afterward, when we cross, you see a railway line. He has a house somewhere. We will walk and I'll show where the location is. But of course, the house no more already there lah, because the whole clan shifted to Sungai Chou. Yeah. Now, why I said so is because one of my good friend, rather my classmate, when she bought a copy of my book, she said, Yoke Chan, because we are classmates those days, they call me Yoke Chan. Yoke Chan, what you wrote about my great-great-great-grandfather? I was like, at one time my heart almost jumped out. Who is that? So when writing book, I so scared of writing people's name there. I say, hey, that's my, Moyang and my great ancestors. I say, who is he? Kampung Tuk Pitnang lah. I said, what? Yeah. From my mother's side. Yeah, like great grandfather. Who is, I said, you should be happy, right? I wrote about your grandfather, who is a Bengkulu person here, and he started that. So when he was elected, he was something like 85, 90 as a Penghulu those days. So must be
Like
strong.
Mahathir lah.
So he must be very strong, but well respected by the people. And people call him Tok. Not because it's a title from Sultan Abdul Samad like Datuk Sheikh, but he is well
A
respected,
grandfather.
so people call him Tok, the short abbreviation for Datuk. Yeah, so because he's already 85, I'm sure he will be a grandfather or great grandfather then already. So they call him Tok out of reference. So the kampung is still there now. The kampung now all mixed with MIC. Not MIC as in Indian, it's Malay, Indian and Chinese, okay, MIC. So when I make sure I could qualify myself, Malay, Indian and
Very
Chinese.
muhibah.
Muhibah, because after the war, that place, the government decide to sell it lot by lot. Now, if you have, I have brought tourists there. Why didn't you tell me I should have bought a lot there? Because it's quite a nice place. Yeah, it's something now you have 10 lanes like that, and each lane can have something between 8 to 10 houses.
Wow.
So you have something like
Very
90 peaceful, all live together. Yeah, we will walk over there, but mindful, Link and Maniam, and Brian, what's her name? Brina of the quite tall. The bridge from Penang, Slim River, and right to Japanese. What did I say just now? British. Japanese were traveling from here, and the British were around here. So what they do is they already heard that the Japanese coming. So what they do is they go in, burn, destroy, dynamite or whatever, destroy this bridge. So this bridge is fairly new, was rebuilt after World War II. All right, they call it Scotch policy, where they actually burn, demolish any other structure that they think the enemy, the Japanese, can use of. So this is a bit new, maybe 1940 something to about 50. The British, when he came back post-war, he built this bridge. So this is why I want to mention this bridge, is because someone said, hey, Yoke Chan, do you know this bridge is very important for the British and the Japanese as well? Because once you can cross this, you can go down to KL already, because their target is actually KL. Yeah, they have a very fierce battle of Sling River. A lot of our infantry were defeated there. They were coming over this side. Now I don't know how, maybe by bicycle. Japanese ride to cycle. So what happened is, someone asked me, how do they cross? Oh, this Japanese already experienced because of so many bridges in Slim River, Taiping and all that. So what they did is, they piled whatever metal, whatever things you can have, chop trees and all that, they paved the way and crossed. Now, remind me, Japanese, actually once they cross here, they make Serendah part of a place somewhere in town as the command center. We will talk about it as we go. So far, are you okay?
Yes.
Is it enriching? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the kampung. Watch out, yeah, for cars. Lily, just watch out. Okay, we go single file. You can see remnants of the old bridge here. The remnants of the old bridge, yeah? Careful. Single file, yeah, that is the remnant of the old bridge. So the top of the bridge. This measures 80 to 32 feet. Yeah, 80 by 32. See, actually, the burial ground, the Malay burial ground, which is still being in use, yeah, by the police around here. from here is on the right. It's on the slope. Very nice. It's very well kept. Well, we can just walk a bit if you want to have a look. Pinang was very bad. And I said why? Because my classmates said they do pay their respect during certain occasions, like his birthday, yeah, they do. So there, but of course you ask me which one, I don't know. Yeah? Okay, but he's buried there. Lah. Okay, we can walk a little bit further if you want to, but not towards, right to, you have something like 70 over 1,000. Did you still find anything? No more, no. Just behind it, you see, I think some, what you call tombstones, yeah, above it. Yeah, that is the place. Above it, yeah, you can see.
One only. Two.
Coffee lovers?
Me,
Yeah?
me.
Okay, very interestingly, very busy morning. Because this is a shortcut to their house. Lily, now, of course, I'm not sure whether you've heard of this brand or this species. Librian.
Yes.
Librian,
Yes.
which is now Librica lah.
Yes.
Okay, you're a coffee drinker now. As I said, these Bengkulu people were from Java and they brought this so-called grain seeds from Java. Now, those days Java, somebody brought it there, and then when they sail, they like to drink coffee, black coffee especially, I know, without milk and of course sugar, black coffee. So this part area were actually planted with coffee beans. In 1896, you will be surprised, we have 10 to 11 acres here. No more. Now what happened is, they later on rubber take over, and then now palm oil. You have Sungai Cho, Bukit Beruntung, Bukit Sentosa, all oil, former oil palm. Yeah. Before that, it was actually coffee. So I was suggesting to my community leader, if you want to revive it, you can do it on a small plot and say this is nothing new because it's actually planted here. It's in the documents and all that. Not that I say, it's not hearsay. What I'm telling you are all from documents. Now, talking about my book, talking about documents, when I was selling the book in the bazaar, I promoted my book so that people know. And one person asked me, how good is it worth reading your book? I say, certainly, sir. Why? I say, this is actually penuh dengan facts. Fakta, not auta. He asked me, it is auta or fakta? I say, you flip lah kat belakang. I say, it's all fakta. Sorry. If you buy afterward, you see all my bibliography. Where do I get my documents? It's all from Archive, NAM, National Archives of Malaysia. It's all there. So it's not hearsay or uncle ape cakap. No, it's all documented. That's why I say it took me 2 years. And those days when they write cursive, you cannot write, you cannot read in between the line until they actually written it. Then I can form. So that's why one of the documents says that this place was actually planted with coffee beans. Yeah, so the brand is Liberian, now become Librica. Of course, you can compare. Now you will understand why Vietnam very popular. Vietnamese coffee is very popular. Yeah, but of course theirs is the Robusta or what? Robusta beans. Yeah, different.
The lower level one.
Let me see if I can remember.
Arabica is the higher,
and
but on the hills.
Librica one has less caffeine, where Robusta has higher caffeine, so you get addicted. This one not addiction. So I told my community leader, you want to revive this little bit, go and bring back coffee and you plant the Librica bean and promote it as, it's a product of Serendah. It's in.
Who's your community leader now?
My community leader is
What's his name?
Andy.
Last name?
Andy Pa, PAH. Yeah, he's my community leader. So I said, why not do something about it? You can say it's a product of Serendah. It in
Yeah.
1896, 95, it was so popular then. Yeah.
We already have Starbucks here.
Ah, okay. So sorry they can't, because I think in 1 year time, all this piling will be up. Yeah, and then you will see afterwards. That's why you the bar in between the after the grill gate.
Yeah.
Do you see the horizontal bar?
Yes, yes.
This is another door. You'll see it in the museum. Yeah, because I told them if you can make a replica there, it would be good. Now you see there are two types of door those days, colonial time. Yeah, you don't have to take this one. You'll see it in the museum. Of course, this is the original lah. You actually is a grill gate made of wood. Yeah, the other one is a vertical. This is a horizontal. So I told the community leader, when you make the museum, please retain these two so-called feature, so that people will understand. Yeah, I think somebody told me KKB has it once lah, but this is really dilapidated. But you see the door, the grill. You can see this in the museum, but not the original. This is original. There's another one which is vertical, that is original.
Why did you go?
No, two separate types of doors.
Oh, right.
Two separate types, yeah. Careful when you retreat behind. But these houses are all built in the 19... maybe when we take a break here. We can take a break here. Maybe 2-3 minutes break. Signboard, it was actually behind the tree. No, not behind. In front of the tree.
Oh, what?
The road sign. So maybe because you're coming from that side, you can't see. But this is both sided. Those days only one side, which is only facing here. So if you're coming from that side, you can't see. Now, ask me, why Jalan Hospital in the middle of town? Yeah. Now, I'm sure you have heard of this guy, Lok Yew, yeah? He has massive mining kongsis from Tanjung Malim, even Ipoh, right up to KL. And have you heard of this guy called Lok Chow Tai, which is Lok Chow Kit's brother? Chow Kit Road? Yeah? Lok Chow Kit and Lok Chow Tai, they are brothers, and they are straight Chinese. What do I mean by straight Chinese? They are Chinese born in straight settlement of Penang, Malacca or Singapore. They are from Penang. Alright? Now, Lok Yew has massive loads of, or rather acres and acres of tin mine. So this part of tin mines, we actually pass it to Lok Chow Tai to manage it. I'll show you afterwards when we walk his office, Lok Chow Tai's office. Okay, so people know Lok Chow Kit because Lok Chow Kit parted from Lok Chow Tai. He go and invest in Batu Road, somewhere Jalan Ipoh. That's where you have Lok Chow Kit Road. Yeah, but Lok Chow Tai you don't have. Now, but I must not sure whether you know, those days colonial masters they tax the people using revenue. Have you heard of revenue farming?
Yes.
Opium, prostitution, toddy, liquor, opium,
Prostitution.
gambling. Gambling. These are all legalized, and the British actually tax. So look, you actually get a license, so-called a master license. That of course you pay certain sum to the British colonial masters lah. Now in 1912, if I'm not mistaken, that revenue system already abolished. But where do they get the money? The British colonials still need to survive, right? So they go and issue, or rather come up with assessment tax, import tax, excise duty. Alright, they're clever already. They started with assessment. And so you have like Majelis Perbandaran something. Now in Serendah, we have what we call sanitary board. When I saw the word sanitary, it doesn't look nice, isn't it? Sanitary, but it's actually Majelis Daerah, where they actually govern the whole town, tax the town, make sure the cleanliness of the town, collect taxes and things like that. So in 1912, if I can remember, they abolished that system. Now prior to that, they have this farming, like we call it revenue farming, they collect. Now coming back to Jalan Hospital, as I said just now, Lok Yew built a hospital right at the end of this road. Now, actually, when you go to the end of the road, if you go a bit further, which I see how the thing is lah, because it's a huge lake. That lake, if you see afterwards when you go back here from the traffic light, that lake is from that traffic light until here. It's huge, and I presume it is owned by Lok because his hospital got to be shifted elsewhere. Where is the hospital shifted? PPKK, Pusat Perkembangan Kemahiran Kebangsaan, which is a home, what you call that just now, boys' home. Yeah. So he was very clever. He made two things. He built a hospital because he was like having 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 of coolies. Now, for your sake, because I've read it, each tin mine have what we call kongsi, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, kongsi is like dorm lah. The coolie come here,
Everything paid for.
except your salary, of course, they paid you. Now, interestingly, how much do you think is the wages per day? I do extensive reading. So that's why some of the university students say, wow, Joyce, you do. I do like to read history. So
History books and things like that. Now,
those days, between whether you are a skilled, it matters if
you're skilled or unskilled.
if you're unskilled, you are just came from southern China. Now, all our coolies, Chinese coolies those days,
Come from
southern
southern part of China, which is Guangdong,
Guangxi, and
Fujian.
Amoy, and
Fujian.
Fujian, yeah, Fujian, which is Amoy. I'll talk about it when we talk about Jalan Macau. Okay, now the kongsis is something like one kongsi, you have a manager, a kongsi head lah, kepala, they call it those days, and you have like one kongsi, 250 people at most. So one manager, 250. So if your kongsi, if you have like 1,000, you probably have 4 or 5 kepala. So you stay and they entice you with prostitution, gambling, and all the vices the Chinese bring along. Yeah. Now, we'll talk about it after when we go to G people. Coming back to this, as I said just now, Lok Yew has this
for 5,000
coolies, and because the cooling come from actually southern China, which is, the weather is a bit cooling, like Faisal weather, they cannot take the cooling life here, actually is very tough. You know how much their salary? It's between $3, straight dollar, those days, $3.50 to $5, depending whether you're skilled or unskilled.
Per month or per day?
Per month. So one day is about 10 cents.
Yeah.
You're right, Manyam. Those days, my late grandmother said, quarter of a cent you can buy a noodle already, tong soy already, or whatever makan you want. Quarter of a cent. If I'm not mistaken, I still have collections of this quarter cent. I want to think back. The day I was sitting in my house and I saw this little bowl, my late father kept it, and I said, what is it? He said, oh, coins, old coins. So maybe I suddenly got money. Yeah? Okay, so you're right. Quarter you can buy a bowl of noodles and tong soy and whatever drinks. So those days, 10 cents is still quite a lot of, but it's hard work, yeah? When you go to museum, you will see.
It's really hard work.
That's how the coolie life is all very tough. Why my slides terbalik? Yeah, those were the coolie lives.
And those days we don't have dredging,
Kapal correct, don't have yet. Everything is manual. You correct also manual.
Those days
You don't have the conveyor belt, the long. What they do is they actually carry the sand plus the
tin or
with them up elevated staircase, pour it, and then they push it down. You can probably see that in museum. As I say, you see for yourself. To me, I've been
a few museums.
in Selangor. It's one of the best. Yeah, because it's
Which
very
museum?
comprehensive.
Which museum?
Serendah
Oh,
Museum.
okay.
We will go later. Yep. Now, across, this is the Jalan Hospital. Now, across it, you see Balai Police. Of course, this is the better one. Those days, we don't have this. It's all pondok plank with atap roof, easily burned down. Now, in any old town that you go, there are always two elements. The double F, not vulgar word, yeah. Double F is flood and fire. Now, fire because it's plank and atap. Flood is because of the sediments of the tin mining. So your river bed keep rising. So this place was flooded, and in fact, the FMS of Federated Malay States, the governor said, maybe we should shift Serendah town to another area like KKD. But Serendah, you see all around, you cannot shift anywhere already. So what they did was, in order to salvage the town, they built the 7 well. I'll talk about it later. 7 well. Coming back to this police station, those days now, you are talking about Gihin Haisan, do you know them? Yes. I don't know them. Yeah, about them. Yeah, Gihin Haisans, they are a secret society. But I don't like the word secret. I always say it's social society. Now, why is not social society that run underground secret? It's because when you come, you have Cantonese, you have Hakka, your Hokkien, and whatever people group, Chinese people group. And so they need to find solidarity, comradeship. So they build bonds with their own clan. So later on become secret lah. I cannot tell you, otherwise fighting. Yeah, we'll talk about that, about Gihin Haisan when we go to the temple. Because these two are also warring. The temples are actually for these two warring parties. They cannot see eye to eye, they cannot pray the same temple. Yeah, coming back here, because of secret society, different races and all that, not that we have many people group, we have a lot of different people, different Chinese people group, because we have a small remnants of Indians and Gurdwara, Sikh people, Punjabi, SIKH, Sikh people. Now, if you read, the Punjabis are big, strong and friendly, so they are always guard. They become our so-called guard lah, police lah, ancillary police. So we have something like 20 police force here, two sergeant, I think one corporal, the rest are normal policemen. And the British very clever, they put it here because very strategic.
Can watch everybody.
Yes,
Come and go.
It's central. Who comes in, who goes out, they know. Yeah, so later on they find that this place, as more and more as we expanded the tin mines, we have more people, they decided to build a police station.
So is this the original site?
Yes, the original site is actually the white building there.
Oh, the white building.
The white building, the Lucky United there. They built a barracks and small little. Those days they don't call police station, they call it guard post.
Yeah.
Yeah, later on they shifted here and built the police station. And they actually wanted to the original place. They want to make barracks for the police force. Yeah, but this new one, the barracks is just behind this police force, which is just about less than 10 meters away from the railway line. So it can be very noisy also. Now, so those days, now behind, we can't walk over there and you can't see anyway. But I'll show you. Now those days, this Serendah, Rawang, sorry, this Serendah. Serendah managed to find some old postcards. I told you I searched the whole world in the Google. I found this. This is in Pinterest, but this is Rawang. I want to show you the police station, not police station, the railway station.
You see the
word Serendah there?
Yeah.
These are all very precious photos.
Photo for me. You will see Serendah. This kind of board, signboard,
Very hard.
very hardy. They are cement.
and you see this across whole Malaysia.
But they are dying.
Yeah, they are dying. That's why that time I didn't know much about this. I was working. Because when they run this electrified the train station, I don't know why they want to demolish it. Leave it lah. The signboard tak ganggu you pun. Oh, tak nak. I saw. So, but it's very nostalgic. I got it.
Wow. Look at their bikes.
These are not locals, right? Tourists.
No.
Okay, Singapore people. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, she's Singaporean.
Okay, about these bikers, we used to have every Saturday, Sunday. No, not so many. They actually go to the Serendah waterfall and further up. You know, they are. If you have time, sit down. I can tell you, we have a lot of, like you said, camping site. Yeah, for the young people. I managed to not walk up. I drove up there. But if you do come, one tip, come with 4-wheel drive, okay? Don't come with your normal. Your bumper will, your tire and bumper will be spoiled. Okay? So a lot. But coming back here, the police station and all that. Now behind, not behind, but it's about 100 meter. You see the police station, 100 meter north there? By the railway side, this is the railway station. Now, what is so grand about this? Of course, it's nostalgic for us. The other thing is, this was not this big. The site where this signboard used to be was actually an old railway so-called hut built by our famous Loke Yew. Now why? Because now, interestingly, I told you just now that river, right, that bridge, right, was built 1892. Iron span. 83, railway station sampai Serendah. 84, sampai KKB. You got that timing? Right? Now, because this railway, iron bridge, okay, better than the trunk, right? 60 to 70 carts, bullock carts a day. So Loke Yew said, cannot lah. I need a better transport system. So he built that station. Well, he heard news that FMS is going to extend the railway line right to KKB. So he built that. Now, what's the purpose? Now, there are two ways of sending your tin ore, BJ Timah, to Kuala Lumpur, because we have a smelting company there. Why do they want to? There are two ways, bullock cart, by railway station. Now, actually, by railway is more costly. By bullock cart is cheaper, but longer lah. Slow. So they don't mind pay more expensive, but use the railway. That's why Loke Yew very clever built. Now Loke Yew, mine is very clever. He built this hospital 6 months, 7 months. He asked the FMS, you see, so many patients. Because they get malaria and all the other because of the weather condition. So he said, take over lah, make a bigger one. So the FMS listened to him because he's one of the tycoon, you know. So they shifted to PPKK there. Now, this station, he also, about 6 months, 7 months, he told that, you see, flying all that, you better build a better station. So FMS said, okay lah, okay, so build. Yeah, because of the heavy usage from KKB right to KL. So buy the coaches is much expensive but faster. So later
But less risk lah, because it's guaranteed it will go there.
Less risk, very smart. Because by bullock cart, you cannot be hijacked anytime. From here to, imagine Temple Park also, you can be hijacked, right?
Yeah.
So this train is sort of safer also.
And then also the hospital, they are not building it out of the goodness of their heart, right? Yeah, they don't want the people to die because they need the labor.
Correct. And now, because of that,
Huh?
yeah, goodness also lah. It's goodness.
Really?
Depends
You think
on how
so?
you look at it. Yeah, because of that also, Loke Yew and the team of Tauke's actually also wrote to FMS government and said, can you give us a plot of burial ground? The burial ground, Chinese burial ground, you have the Malay one. Indian not so many, so you ask me, I don't know where they're buried. Probably also
Cremated
lah. Cremate, yeah, probably. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't read any, so I can't comment. But like my name said, probably they burnt it and throw it to the river, I think. So the Chinese, the cemetery is just next to the Seven Well. You cannot see it because you know why? All trees. You can't see it. But if you're all driving, I can show you. Drive a little bit, about 100 meters, you can see there. It's also quite nice. That day, I went to a friend's up the hill, and I saw the landscape of Serendah town, and I saw this burial ground, Chinese burial ground, On top is a plateau. Can you imagine like a table? It's a slope, flat slope. It's like a table, from there. So that place is actually quite nice, and it's still a burial ground for the Chinese. Same thing with the burial ground for the Malays. Okay. Now that's about this. Anything you want to ask? You want to go to GPO already?
Is this the double door thing?
I will show you afterwards.
Oh.
This is the original. You'll see that in the museum. They actually cutted the whole thing there.
Wow.
And all the groups, something like 17, 18 groups I brought, all of them, I said, you please take a photo there. Because I don't know when this will be done. But this was in a house, yeah? But this one already, because now they are renovating this place. You can see it is like in rumbles.
This one is that one. Kena buka already.
Buka already. Yeah, this is my lifestyle. They came and I brought them there. I said, you must take this photo.
Question. What's the relationship with Lok Yu and Lok Chow Tai?
It's
I know,
just
I know. Is it business?
business.
How did Lok Yu bring in Lok Chow Tai or Lok Chow Kit's family?
What happened is, look, Yu has a lot of tin mines in Kinta Valley and all that. So how he engaged him, I don't know. How he knows Lok Chow Tai and Lok Chow Kit, I'm not too sure. But probably through some social functions, or because they are in the same business, they know each other, right? Because those days the community is not that large. The Taukes are quite small, so they know him, and probably they say, why not you help manage my tin mines along this Hulu Selangor.
Lok Chow Tai,
Yeah.
son of Chow Kit.
No, not son of Chow Kit.
Brother.
His brother.
Brother. What did he build here?
Lok Chow Tai didn't build anything. It's more of Lok Yu.
Oh, okay.
Lok Yu built the hospital.
That one I know,
And
but the Lok Chow Tai.
Lok Chow Tai, he didn't build here.
Did he contribute anything?
Only one thing that I know when I read his profile. Do you know just like I told you, the opium farming and all that? He was instrumental looking at people suffering from addictions. He was instrumental to petition to FMS government and said, can you stop this? So when they stopped the, just like I told you, 1912, is it? The
Tax.
revenue farming stopped. He took the opportunity to ask FMS, because you stop the revenue farming. He championed the abolishment of this opium smoking. He championed it, and finally he did it, but maybe took a few years lah. Cannot be just instant. But I remember he was one of the person who championed it, to say that no more opium smoking from then on. Yeah, so you don't have, so it become illegal already. So he championed, so asked people. So good thing they'll be able to cut off the addiction.
Actually, I can answer the question how Lok Yu and Lok Chow Kit are related. I think Lok Yu was the main taiko those days, managing the tin mines. And Lok Chow Kit, he can speak English.
Yes.
So he worked his
Correct.
way up.
Yeah.
If you look at photos of Chow Kit, he's very anglicized. He's wearing the matsale.
Matsale,
And then also he went to Scotland to travel and all that. Yeah, so that's how they're related. Then eventually he opened all the supermarket,
Yes,
right? The
downtown.
supermarket. And then, he got his own business. So that's...
Yeah. Interestingly, Lok Yu, his surname is Wong, yeah?
Yes.
Wong Lok Yu.
Wong Lok Yu. But he came here, he can change his surname to Lok. So they are not related.
Not related.
Not related. Yeah, not related. He is Wong by his surname.
Yes.
Documentary in
Ah.
the Philippines, when they were under the Spanish, for the Chinese to come to the Philippines, you must be of a local Chinese. So the Chinese immigrants had to buy the Chinese name, the Filipino Chinese name.
But that's the recent one lah.
During the Spanish time.
This one culture also can be in the old days when you come to a new land, you take a new name. Like
You start, you have to buy a name, a local, so-called local name.
Yeah.
different as
But did you see the after effect of it? There was a story recently, Thailand and Indonesia and Philippines, because they use local names. So now, now the rulers don't know who are the actual rulers.
That one is they use because they had to buy the local Chinese names.
Shall we? Yeah, we go to GPO now. Cow.
Yes.
Sometimes it's spelled as MACAO or some MACAU, but it's the same. Now, I think you know, right? As a tour guide yourself, there are 4 Jalan Macau in Malaysia. Do you know that?
No.
Oh, then I don't tell you lah. I tell you already, then you
Where?
steal my story already.
We only museum guides.
I will tell you. I will tell you. I will share. Don't worry. Now, I will tell you the history-wise Jalan Macau as well. Now, there are 3. There were 4, including here. This one's still existing. Now, I had the privilege to talk to my YDP of Majlis. He stopped at my booth, my book booth, one day, and I said, Tuan, jangan tukar nama Jalan Macau. So he asked me to tell me a little bit of the history, because he said he wants to buy my book. So I said Jalan Macau. I said this Jalan Macau in Malaysia ada 4, tinggal 1 which is in Serendah. Jangan tukar. Tinggal 1, the rest tukar. Now where are the 3? Of course, they are all in the Straits settlement. You have in Penang. If you next time you go to Bishop Street, that corner, yeah, that part is Macau, Jalan Macau. Okay, of course in Hokkien, because Penang are Hokkiens, so they call it Macau Kueh, or sometimes I don't know how to pronounce like Kueh or K is actually the road. Another one is in Melaka. You know where is Jawa, Kampung Jawa?
Yes.
What the road there? One of the road there is also Macau Road. Of course, the other one, famous one, is your Lebo Pasar. Lebo Pasar.
Nearby the market there.
Central Market lah.
Yes.
Yeah, Lebo Pasar where the Bangkok Bank is.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, there are 2. They have Macau and they have Hokkien Road.
Yes.
Where?
Yeah.
Old Market Square.
Old Market Square.
I know the old
HSBC.
market with the
Yes.
tower, clock tower.
Yes.
Yes.
One is Macau, one is Hokkien.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never knew.
And you know why it's Hokkien again? Because those days, our ancestors, all right, I told you just now, came from Guangdong, which is southern China, Guangxi, and somebody said Fujian, right? Now Fujian, those days we have quite a big group of Hokkiens here. Those days, as I say, they always name the town or whatever by a name road from where they came. So a lot of our coolies, those days miners, they come from Guangdong, all right, and they exited from Port of Macau.
Oh.
Of course, you ask me, got Port of Hong Kong ma? Correct, but Port of Hong Kong only open to what you call that, international boats and all that 10 years later. So our ancestors came 10 years earlier, so they exited from the Port of Macau. And so people say maybe it's also part of British to sort of identify where you come from. So they put there Jalan Macau. So most of our ancestors, the people here are from Macau. Of course, we have a sizable group of Jalan Hokkien, but we don't have the Hokkien Road here. Okay. The other exit point for Fujian is Amoy, or Ameng now they call it. Xiameng now. They changed name, but same, port the same. Amoy. You Google AMOY, or like some of you pronounce Ameng, but now Xiameng. Right, this is the same port.
Xiamen is different area, isn't it?
No, it is the same. It's a different area. I was about to say that they are actually facing Taiwan. All right, so Taiwan speaks a lot of Hokkien, but different intonation lah. But basically still Hokkien. So the Fujian people exited. They come to Malaysia, exited through Amoy, the port of Amoy.
That because it's a treaty port.
Treaty port as well. So that's why they put it Jalan Macau still here. Now those days, this part is very busy. It's the central piece of the town. Somebody asked me just where do they live around here? Because if not here means Kongsi. Because most of them, remember, they are all men. When they came from China, they are all men. Very seldom. I think somewhere in 1930s only the British allowed the ladies to come. And unfortunately, they take prostitution as part of their trade. Yeah, so that's why you have like Concubine Lane, Love Lane, whatever. Now, just now when we
It's
were
not
standing...
so much that the British allowed. It's China didn't allow at first.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only when the Qing was collapsing, they allowed the the women.
Policy change.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Qing Dynasty.
Through the
Interestingly.
yes.
alienation, something that 1930s they allowed that women to come in.
Yeah,
That's why
1930.
you had that.
Just...
The maid. The satuan for the
Oh,
Maje,
That brought
yeah.
in a lot of majes.
So just now we were there at the GPO. Now, GPO lane stand for gambling, prostitution, and opium. Okay, and there's another O, which is opera. You know the opera painted faces of opera. Yeah, not wayang kulit, but wayang lah, Chinese opera. So it is somewhere around there, but don't ask me which one is a prostitution house, because most of them already sort of demolished. Not demolished actually purposely. It was left to rots. Yeah,
no
because
business
those days-
lah after a while.
because it was what you call that? It's all papan and roof. Now this part, have you heard of Stanford Rifles? Yeah.
Yes.
In 1822, he started town planning. Now that town planning started in Singapore. Now, what was the main thing that he one of the structure that he said must be there is a 5-foot way. Kaki lima, go kaki. Now, I told you just now, right, that how do they tax people? They pay assessment, You pay like now assessment?
The width of the front door.
Correct. That's why you go to Penang and Malacca, the 5-foot way is actually not 5 foot. Some of them is like 4.5 kind of, like there's something like that. Because government those days, they bodoh. The tax based on the width of your 5-foot way. That's why you notice the length of the building is like 110, 120.
Don't touch that part.
110, 120, the length of the building, you know, when you go to Malacca, especially in Penang. 120, now here is about 100. Also 3 portion, in between you have well. Now just like I told you there's one lettering there. Now in the map that I saw, we have 4 well. One of the well is somewhere, just now you know police station, next to the police station there's a piece of vacant land. There's one well for the police people. And there were like 5, my mother said those days, 4 to 5 shop houses like that. But it was demolished when they made the road. You notice just now we were walking on the old road. The higher one was the new road. So they eat into their land, so they actually asked them to vacate and demolish. I didn't realize that. My mom said, yes, I saw it. So there was an old map, there was a well there. Now all these have inner well. Now those days when you have well inside your house, you are rich. You have a toilet, you are rich. Who can afford to stay in this? Now in our height, a peak of the mining days, when you rent this is 80 Straits dollar. When it decline, it becomes 50 ringgit. So some of these people say, let it sort of rot lah. Yeah, so it's very pathetic. I believe these two are also shop houses, but I think probably already rotten, you call it, sort of.
What year was it?
This was built in 1800. Straits dollar is about early 1890 to about 1900, because the building in front is 1900.
So
Yeah.
80 Straits
There's-
dollar was a rental.
That's quite expensive, you know.
Yeah, since you get only 350.
Yeah. Do you see this, which I won't take you? This is just across, yeah.
Okay.
You know, next to the station just now.
Yes.
I told you the white building, which is the barracks.
Yeah.
Just 2 doors away is this building.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this building.
Look at the
This one no more already because it's now Serendah Medical Center. This one ada lagi. Yeah, I was. This one Ho Chu Han, yeah. See 1914, when? It's 1914. Now who is this guy? This guy is a rubber dealer. Those days after the collapse of tin, about early there were several low seasons of the tin prices. 1910 that time, the tin prices sort of drop lah. But so they concentrated on rubber. Remember just I told you, just now the coffee, after that rubber. Now those days actually they planted some rubbers also, tak banyak lah. And the coffee plant actually come under the shade of the rubber tree. So you go, those days when I pass by Klang, on the way to Kuala Selangor and Sekinchan, you still see cocoa and coffee plant. Now tak ada dah. Semua dah tak
That's why
ada.
the name Jalan Kopi.
Ya ke? Ada. Oh, that'd be interesting. Must write a book. I'm writing my second book now.
When will it be out?
I hope lah.
3 years later?
No. This one, because some of the thing overlap, so also. But I thank God this one I able to do within 9 months.
What is the topic on Serendah?
Cannot tell you.
Ooh, secret. Ooh.
Yeah. I hope lah. God willing. Now is what July. Okay. By September, I hope to but I want to finish it off because I have other projects. I'm writing novels as well.
Wow.
Do support me.
Sexy, romantic,
Yeah,
espionage.
very interesting. I have a draft of it when I was drafting. So I say, okay, that's interesting. So I want to. No, the other thing is one prominent person asked me whether I, how to say, conduct tour for this particular. I say, let me finish my book lah, then I will talk to you. Conducting. So this is the rubber dealer, which is now why I show you is because of the facade. All this you can see it in Penang, Malacca, and maybe certain parts of KL as well, if they maintain. Here, a lot of them already changed because ownership changed 2-3 times. You know. And people just buy and change the facade. So I always tell people, if you come and see old building, I'm sorry, I will have to disappoint you. Yeah? Later on, we will walk down there. If God willing, no dogs, we can see a beautiful lake, which I think belonged to Lok Yu, as I say, because he make way for the hospital, make way for his. It's huge. I believe there is a hydraulic dredging there those days. Yeah, so interesting, very interesting. So you notice I what you call it, I print it out for you all to see so that you can make a comparison. These are all straits buildings.
Eclectic.
Yeah, it is a bit of combination from China as well, southern China architecture. Yeah, so we will go to have a drink if you. Anybody fancy drink or you want to move on?
She wants to try that.
Yeah, I just